Welcome to our watercolor journey. Today we're going to do this snow landscape. We're going to let that paint flow. The materials used is listed here, and I will also write it in the descriptions list. So first of all, wet the paper. I used a Hake brush for this, but I still went around the houses because I didn't want the paint to flow into them. So as always, wet that paper really well. I used a very limited palette. For sky I used a blend of burnt Sienna and French Ultramarine. I'm just laying in my initial layer, and with this painting I did work on an angle of about 30 degrees because I wanted gravity to work for me. I'm just connecting the background and the foreground with each other. I'm building up layers as I go along. And then also around the houses, I'm just creating darker marks so that it can stand out really well against the background. This is one of those paintings that I really enjoyed a lot again. I used a silver black velvet, also a beautiful brush to work with. It's nice and soft and it holds a lot of moisture. I'm just creating a few background trees there also. And they definitely a little bit of a cooler color because I really do not want them to stand out with a foreground tree that I'm going to create. And I'm using a Herrend rigger number 1, but that one is quite a bit stiffer and it's got a really long point, so also amazing to work with. Also part of my days in Korea, so anybody that can get hold of a Herrend brushes, I would really recommend them. Make such beautiful fine lines. This area is still wet, so everything is going to soften and flow into the background. That rigger really works well with that fine tip because you can go into the finest of places and it does exactly what you want it to do. So So now a lot of people prefer to use only big brushes. I use a combination of them. Let your painting dry. Now I'm creating the roofs of that little house, and I'm just blending the colors on the paper there again. I'm using the silver black velvet once again. Okay. It's a very versatile brush. So if you've got a limited amount of money to spend on brushes, it's one that I really can recommend because it can do almost anything, and they also last really well. The brushes are a blend of synthetic bristles and squirrel hair, so you've definitely got the combination of natural and synthetic. Because I know I like my natural brushes, but the blend brushes is also very beautiful. So when you get that combination of the natural hair and the synthetic, I'm trying to create interest with that tree by using lighter areas, darker areas, and you can see there's a little bit of negative painting also going on, just to give some extra shapes there. And I'm also laying a foundation for that little pulse that's standing next to the tree. And I'm intensifying that little fence that I've got there to the background, because it fused back quite a bit and I just wanted stronger lines. Now I'm just using a little bit of dry brush also to create more interest in the trees at the background. You will see on the left hand side those trees that I've got there has more blue in it, so it's cooler than the right hand side, so they do not take too much attention and it doesn't distract the eye from the main focus in the painting. I'm also creating shadows underneath the roofs. These houses I'm really also keeping white, because this painting is also about preserving the white of the paper, because I really laid in light washes in between where it still reads as white even though it's not completely white. You can see that brush really working well, creating beautiful grasses. And some of the places you can see the paper dried while I was busy doing the background, and I think that made beautiful contrasting marks. Want soft edges and hard edges in your painting. And I'm also connecting that burnt sienna right through the painting from the houses to the foreground, because you definitely want those connections also with color. So one thing is to remember is most of the time sometimes it is possible to use a color in one space, if a painting grants it, but most of the time you want all the colors to go right through your painting and make a connection. I'm just creating those 3 branches there. So I'm going a little bit faster on this one, because it's really up to you how you create the tree, and if you want to see really close by how I did it, you can just slow down the video. So I think even with a faster speed you can still get a good idea of what needs to happen with that tree. That's the lovely winter scene. I love to do these little winter scenes. And then I'm also adding a little bit of foliage, the remnants of autumn into the tree, and just some foliage there. And always, as the colors fade back, intensify certain areas, just to create that contrast and make them even more interesting. Just making that roof a little bit more interesting when I'm signing it. I think I'm happy with the result that I got, because less is more, so don't overdo it. So this is our final painting, so please like, subscribe and comment for me. Thank you for watching. See you next time.